baseball fans, welcome to another episode of MLB Hot Takes. Shohei Ohtani winning the MVP over Aaron Judge. The Braves winning the NL East. The Rays winning the AL East. Oh my. And good evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to some hot takes. We haven't done this in a couple of weeks. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing fine and dandy at the halfway point of the week. It is good to be back to do some hot takes. Didn't do these last week. I just didn't have enough juicy hot takes to do a full show. But I feel like I got a full show worth of hot takes for tonight. So everyone, thank you for stopping by tonight. Again, hope you're all having yourself a good week. We're almost to the weekend. You know, Labor Day, every time we have like a 3-day weekend, it always throws me off. I feel like the 4-day work week always ends up being longer. I don't know why. It just always feels so long. I don't know. And then, the 3-day weekend, it's always just, it goes by so quick. And then the 4-day week, it feels like it's taking forever. So, I don't know. I'm already excited for the weekend. Hope you're all as well. We got some good hot takes tonight. Shohei Ohtani, could he maybe overtake Aaron Judge as the number one candidate for the MVP award? I'll break that down. We're going to talk the Yankees. We're going to talk the Rays in the American League East. We're going to talk the Braves. We're going to talk the Mets in the National League East. We're going to talk Zac Gallen tonight. I'm pretty excited to talk about him. Going to talk a little Brayan Bello for the Red Sox tonight. Pretty excited about that one as well. We got a few other players that we're going to focus on as well. Some awards and whatnot. Nice, fun little show for tonight. We're drawing closer and closer to the playoffs. And, hey, nice to see the energy just building in this last month. But everyone, before I do get started, as always, if you are new to the channel, think about subscribing down below. Everyone, we've been getting quite a lot of traffic on the channel lately. I did a video the other, on Monday, the most disappointing players in Major League Baseball this year. And that's getting quite a bit of traction out there on the YouTube algorithm. So we've been getting some new faces onto the channel. So if anyone is new from that video, welcome to the channel. Glad that you're signed up and subscribed and good to go. But if anyone else is new, definitely think about subscribing down below. We're trying to get to 27K by the end of the World Series. That is the goal. Also, everyone, hit that like button for us right now if you can. YouTube, they've kind of made some adjustments to the algorithm when it comes to the likes. I'm telling you, likes have always been important, but they're even more important now. So definitely hit that like button for me if you can. Hit the bell notification as well. That lets you know every single time I go live and I upload a video. And hey, share the stream if you can as well. Don't forget, we have partnerships on this channel. Hold on a second. Why is my button not working? Here we go. SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE. You get $20 off. We got about a month left of this season. Absolutely use my code. Get a few bucks off. $20 off. That's not too bad when it comes to tickets these days. They're always just so pricey. But definitely take advantage of that while you can. And if you are into the sports betting game, definitely take advantage of my code GINGER on Prize Picks. You'll get a 100% deposit match. Hey, especially with this last month of the season, as well as the playoffs, hey, it might be worthwhile to go test your mettle and see if maybe you can win a few bucks on Prize Picks. I mean, hey, a 100% deposit match, that is not too bad if you ask me. And also, everyone, I soon, I will have an announcement about the Believe in Red Sox podcast. We will be having someone joining the show. Not official yet, so I'm not fully going to make any announcements. But we do have a former Red Sox player coming onto the show, and I am quite excited to announce that when it is official. But definitely be on the lookout for that. We got Ryan Hanna in the chat. Ryan Hanna is in the chat, and hey, Ryan Hanna, man, your comment today made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, that gave me a good chuckle today. I'll go pull that up in just a second, but definitely, like I said, be on the lookout for the Believe in Red Sox podcast. I'm definitely going to try and up the frequency on that a little bit more over the final month of the season, as well as the off season as well. And we will also be having a new sponsorship on the channel very soon, just kind of waiting on everything to get finalized, but a very awesome partnership that we're going to be adding to this channel. Very excited about it, and I'm very excited to share all of that with you when the time is right, of course. But enough of me blabbering here. Let's get to the hot takes, shall we? Let's get to the hot takes. Let's start it off here. I mean, hey, the Yankees, their collapse is it's the talk of the town right now. Well, minus the Braves and the Mets, but the Yankees, everyone focusing on the Yankees and the Rays, and Bolt X starting things hot. The Rays beat out the Yankees in the American League East. And, you know, we got to go take a look at the current standings. All right, so as of right now, the Yankees, I believe they are losing to the Twins. My Red Sox just lost a 1-0 game. I don't know if I'm ever going back to Tropicana Field. The Red Sox just can't win there. Just cannot win there. Oh, the Yankees just took the lead. Okay. Oh, look at, was that oh my, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, grand slam. Oh man, he comes up big. Wow, that's a big time home run against the Twins. Man, that was just a 1-0 game right before I started this channel, or just started the stream on the channel. So, man, that's a big time grand slam, man. Of all the guys, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, man, that's not a guy you really expect to come through with a big-time shot like that. But, and as for the Rays just won. Just beat my Red Sox 1-0. So, the Yankees, they're going to have to hold on to this one. But let's get to the current standings. The Yankees, as of right now, are 4.5 ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays. So, if the Yankees hold on to this win tonight, that will be 5 games. So, I mean, with the Rays playing so well as of late, 8-2 in their last 10, taking it to my Red Sox in this series, the Yankees, they really need to turn it up. And hey, that's a big time home run tonight from Falefa. So hopefully, for the Yankees' sake, they can hang on to that win. Now, the hot take is, will the Rays win that division? So taking a look here, the Rays, I'm going to be completely honest with you right off the bat. They have a way tougher schedule than the Yankees moving forward. It's pretty laughable, honestly. The Rays' strength of schedule is a 540 over the rest of the season, and the Yankees is a 499. If you take a look at the schedules here, look at the Yankees. I mean, sure, they got a couple of tough matchups. You do have the Rays this weekend. That's going to be a big series for the Rays. They're going, if they want to have a chance at this division, I'll be honest with you, I think they got to sweep that series. I think even if you win 2 out of 3, I don't think that's really gonna help you all that much. I think if you're the Rays, you need to sweep that series. And for the Yankees, you got a couple of the Red Sox at Fenway. The Brewers is actually a pretty fun series. The Yankees and the Brewers. Pirates series should be doable. You know, who knows what my Red Sox are even going to be doing at this point. Probably just playing a lot of young guys. Then you got the Blue Jays on the road. That's never an easy assignment. You got the Orioles, and you got the Rangers to finish off the season. And taking a look here at the Rays, way tougher, man. Way tougher. They just finished off the sweep of the Red Sox. But like I said, you got the Yankees here. Then they got 5 games in Toronto. That's never easy. Going to Toronto is never an easy assignment. Then you got the Rangers. Then you got 3 against the Astros. A fantastic team this year. Then you got 4 more against the Blue Jays. Then you got the Guardians for 3 on the road. Then you got the Astros again. And then you got the Red Sox at Fenway. So the Yankees clearly have the edge here when it comes to schedules. So going back to the hot take, I'm really just going to make this pretty simple here. I disagree. I don't think the Rays are going to win this division. I just don't. You know, the Yankees were looking really bad there at one point. And here's the thing with the New York teams. Here's the thing. when they're playing bad, when the Yankees are playing bad, and when the Mets are playing bad, it is easy to just jump off a bridge. It is easy to just hate on these teams. It is easy to just go into panic mode. I see it all the time, especially with Yankee fans. When things are going bad, it is just like bedlam, just mayhem. Just among Yankee fans. Same thing with the Mets. When they're doing bad, when they just lost this past series to the Nationals, I think everyone in Queens just went nuts. I mean, my good, you had just won the series with the Dodgers before, and then you lose a series against the Nationals, and it's like, oh my goodness, the world is ending. That's how it is, both in the Bronx and in Queens. That's just the nature of it. So I think it's easy when the Yankees are playing bad to really just jump on them. I think in the end, the Yankees are going to straighten themselves out, because if I'm also, before I actually move on here, let me actually just share a couple of numbers. When it comes to the offense, the Rays offense has definitely been better as of late. 7th overall in WRC plus over the last 7 games. So that's been the big problem with the Yankees. They have not been able to get the bat on the ball, man. They got a lot of guys struggling. Where are the Yankees on here? Where are the Yankees? Not seeing the Yankees. Oh, here we go. 29th. 29th in the last 7 days in WRC plus. So that's why someone like IKF here, coming through with a grand slam, like, you needed that. My goodness. You need someone other than Aaron Judge and Rizzo, a little bit helping you out. So it's nice to see someone come up big like that. Now, where the Yankees have been doing well is starting pitching. Now, they have a 3.93 FIP over the last 7 games. So that's more of an expected number. And when you look at the Rays, they're just behind at 4.12. So I think the Yankees starting pitching, I think they're going to be fine. I've done the video. I did a video on the Yankees. Are they on the verge of an epic collapse? And I pointed out how the starting pitching has been fine. And the bullpen has actually been pretty good for the Yankees over the last 7 games. A 2.68 FIP. When you look at Tampa Bay, they've also been having really good production out of their bullpen. 8th overall in FIP over the last 7 games. So I think the Yankees, they have a bit of an edge when it comes to the pitching. The offense, though, they just got to figure out the offense. I feel like they will. And when it comes to the easier schedule, I do think the Yankees, they will take advantage of some of these lesser teams like the Pirates, like my struggling Red Sox, the Brewers. I think they could definitely get a run or two across the board there. You got the Rangers, their pitching has been terrible. That, honestly, this series against the Rangers, with how bad their pitching has been lately, this could be a nice little warm-up for the Yankees going into the playoffs. Really get those bats going. Really build some confidence. Now, who knows what the offense is going to be looking like at that point. But, the Rangers, they can hit. They just can't pitch. I mean, they got a couple of guys. But I think for the Yankees, that's going to be a nice series for them. And I just think in the end, the Yankees have enough pitching to get this done. And with the easier schedule, I think the Yankees are going to hang on to this division. As much as I would love for the Rays to win this division because I picked the Rays to win the division in the preseason, I just think it's going to be too little too late in the end. The Yankees were just so good in the first half of the season. That's why you got to play a full season, right? These teams that come alive in the second half like the Braves did last year, yeah, sure, they can go on to absolutely win a World Series. But the first half that the Yankees had, look, same thing with the Red Sox last year. They had a really good first half. Not a great second half. They barely got into the playoffs, and then you make it, 2 wins away from the World Series. So, anything can happen, But the Yankees, because of that first half, that's really going to I think that's going to help them hang on to this division. So, alrighty, moving on here. Now, speaking of the Yankees, a big part of the Yankees, obviously, this year is Aaron Judge. But could Aaron Judge actually maybe, to me, it is like a complete no-brainer that this guy is going to win the MVP, but is it a no-brainer at this point? Because Shohei Ohtani has really been coming on strong. The Blaze Gamer, thank you so much for this. Shohei Ohtani is going to win MVP again, and Yankee fans are gonna be pissed. So here we go. Let's go take a look at this. Let's go pull up some numbers here. And, I just clicked out of a couple of tabs why did I do that? My goodness, I just clicked out of some tabs that I did not want to click out of. All right, I'll go back to those here in a little bit. Here we go. Let's go to Ohtani. Let's share the screen. So, if we're looking at offensive, well, actually, let me just look at total wins above replacement. Aaron Judge right now is far and away the leader when it comes to wins above replacement, an 8.9 on Fangraphs. I'm not sure what it is on Baseball Reference at this point. But Ohtani, I'm sure Ohtani, is he in the top 30 here? Probably not. So let's go. He's got to be in the top 50 when it comes to his offense. Yep, so he has a 3.4 Fangraph WAR. But with Ohtani, of course, you got to account for the pitching as well. So looking at his pitching here, he has a 4. The pitching is last year it was the bat that really was the majority. He was really good on the mound last year, but his bat was just insanely good last year. This year it's been the pitching with him. He has been really good on the mound this year. His strikeout to walk ratio is fantastic. The FIP is really good at a 2.54. xFIP looks really good at 2.69. His velocity is actually up this year. If you look at last year, he was averaging right around 96 miles an hour. And if you take a look this year, it's up to 97.4 miles an hour. This dude is just slinging those fastballs in there. But right now, a 4.4 wins above replacement on the mound. And when you look at the offense, he's at a 3.4. So as of right now, he's at a 7.8. So with Aaron Judge, he's at an 8 now. He's at an 8.9 now. The question is, the thing with Ohtani is, it's more than kind of just the numbers. It's the fact that he can hit and play, and he can pitch too. So with Aaron Judge, though, I think Aaron Judge is going to hang on to this award because at the end of the day, you have to remember with awards, we can look at the numbers, we can look at all the different statistics, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the voters. The voters are going to vote the way they've always voted, and a lot of the times, they tend to not look at these advanced numbers very much. They tend to look at more the surface numbers when it comes to pitchers. They're looking at ERA, strikeouts, innings pitched. They tend to do that. And with Aaron Judge, I think in the end, his numbers and just what he has basically been able to do this year, he's on pace for a historic season. Most likely, I would think he's going to pass Roger Maris as the all-time home run leader for the Yankees in a single season. I think Aaron Judge, just combining the numbers, combining the story of just, chasing that record, but he's also just carried this Yankee team in the second half. When you look at, again, it's not with the voters, it's not just all about the numbers. It's about, I feel like there always has to be a bit of a storyline, with a player. Like, how much are they impacting a playoff race? Aaron Judge has been a huge impact. He has basically carried this offense in the second half, like I just said. I think in the end, he is going to win this award. I just think the numbers are too good. He hasn't slowed down in the second half. That tends to hurt a player a lot when, really good first half, and then their performance dips a bit in the second half. With Judge, he's just been he's been consistently good the entire season. He hasn't slowed down. So I think in the end, as good as Ohtani has been on the mound, I think Judge has just carried this team, and I think he is going to win this MVP. I think Ohtani will get a lot of second place votes. I think Judge is going to, I think you could see Ohtani maybe get 1, 2, like a couple of first place votes, but I think Judge, he's going to win this thing by a mile. I don't see him losing it. I think in the end, he's just been too good. Ohtani, he has been amazing, though. He has been absolutely amazing. So, here we go. Moving on to our next hot take. Let's shift gears here. So let's go back to the playoff races. And let's go to the National League East, where, right now, I was looking a little close there with the Yankees and the Rays. But right now, the Braves and the Mets, this is looking like a really fun race. And from Davis Gorman, the Mets at Braves series at Truist from September 30th. From September 30th to October 2nd, that series will decide the division champion and the first wild card seed. So This is definitely turning into the hottest race in Major League Baseball. The Braves have come all the way back. They have been red hot. Listen, I picked the Braves to win this division. I know the Mets. The Mets are very similar to last year, where they got off to a really good start. They were leading the National League East, and they faded. Do you want to know the difference between the Braves and the Mets? Yes, the Mets have a really good team. But do you want to know the difference between the Braves and the Mets? The Braves right now just have a stronger organization. They got more younger players that can step in. Michael Harris was a perfect example. Spencer Strider stepping in the way that he has this year. They just have more youth in this organization, more major league ready youth. So the Braves, they can handle a full season, a 162 game season, better than the Mets. The Mets, they got the talent. If you have the Mets going into the playoffs, full strength, guys are healthy, yeah, the Mets are going to be a very tough team. Very tough team. But the Braves, I think personally, are built better for a 162 game season. That is, as we all know, it's an extremely long season. I think the Braves, they are built better to handle the marathon of the season than the Mets. I think the Mets, they just need to get there. If they just get to the playoffs healthy, they're obviously going to be tough. So now the question comes down to which team will win this division. I mean, I think the Braves are going to end up winning this, but let's see what the numbers suggest. Let's go to the playoff odds here on Fangraphs. I have not actually looked at these odds, so let's kind of see what's going on here. As of right now, they are thinking the Mets are going to... Actually, I'm guessing this hasn't updated yet. Okay, no, it did update. So yeah, the Mets just won, I believe. Let me refresh that. They were just up like 10-0. So yeah, the Mets just won. So if we look here, they're still giving the Mets a better percent chance of winning this division. So looks like I'm having a little bit of lag. Are we okay here? Are we okay? Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. So right now, the Mets, they have, according to Fangraphs, the better shot at winning this division. And I do think the big part of it is the strength of schedules. So let's go take a look at these two teams' schedules. We got the Mets. We got the Braves. The Mets have the easier schedule moving forward. I mean, they're playing Pittsburgh twice today. They just won 10-0, so that's already something to be paying attention to. So they won both of those games today. Then you got the Marlins this weekend. I mean, come on. This stretch of games is just ridiculous. The Marlins, the Cubs, the Pirates, the Brewers. That's a toughie. Then you got the A's. And then you got the Marlins again. And then you got the Braves. And then you got the Nationals. This is pretty silly. This definitely favors the Mets. Absolutely. But then when you take a look at the Braves, so they have the tougher schedule. So let's see who they have here. So this is going to be a tough one. Oh, what a good series. Mariners and the Braves this weekend. That's going to be a really, really fun series. Then you got the Giants on the road. It's never easy going to San Fran. Then you got the Phillies, Nationals. You got the Phillies again. Then you got the Nationals again. And then you got that Mets series. And then you play the Marlins. So the Mets have a bit of an easier schedule here. Not by I wouldn't say by a lot. Because you got the Nationals for a lot there. Again, though, division matchups are always tough. I've mentioned this in a couple of streams where it doesn't matter how bad that team is. That team sees you a lot, and the Nationals, every time they're coming, they got the Braves coming to town. You got the Mets coming to town. They got bullseyes on their back. They play those teams hard, man. So even though you might not be a great team, it's never going to be easy beating those teams. But yeah, the Braves definitely have a tougher task here, but I think the Braves are that good to where they could win 2 out of 3 against the Mariners. They could sweep that Mariners team on the road. They could easily win 2 out of 3 against the Giants, or against the Giants. I mean, the Braves are that good. they can win all of these series moving forward. So, yeah, the Mets have the easier schedule. But at the end of the day, we have seen many, many times you can have, it looks easy on paper, but can you come through? We'll have to wait and see. You should be able to. You got 4 against the Pirates next weekend. You got the Marlins, who have been just awful in the second half. The Cubs, So, yeah, sure, the schedules definitely favor the Mets here, but I keep getting some lag on my stream, everyone. I am sorry for this. I don't know why I keep getting lag. My internet has been fine and dandy lately. Everyone in the chat, if you can, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Hold on. Man, I'm getting some really bad lag right now. Are we good? Are we good? Give me a thumbs up in the chat, everyone. All right, I'm seeing some thumbs up. It's really bad on my end. I don't know what is going on over here. All right, everyone's saying it's good. Okay, I will trust everyone. Let me actually just close this out. The way I pay attention to everything, I have my little iPad here, and I always have it on to just make sure the stream is running well. All right, yeah, so it's running well. Okay, cool. So, but getting back to this, I don't really care so much about the schedules. I mean, yeah, sure I do, but when we're talking about the Braves here, they've just been so good. I mean, they haven't even lost this month, haven't lost one game. So I'm not really too worried about it when it comes to the strength of schedule. The question is, though, this division, it's going to, you got those 3 games. I definitely think, yeah, I agree. I think it will come down to those 3 games. I think these 2 teams are going to be right there with each other. I picked the Braves before the season started. I think the Braves are built better for a division race. And, and the Mets, they've been having some injuries lately. They're kind of starting to wear down a little bit. I don't know. I think the Braves are just built better for the long run, for the long haul. So my expectation will be that the Braves win this division. That was my thing. I was kind of, thinking there for a little while. If the Braves can catch the Mets, because there was a pretty sizable gap there. If they could catch them, they could win it, right? And they have done it. They have caught them. So it's not like the Rays and the Yankees, where the Rays, they're 4.5, 4 out. Once you kind of get by that little hurdle of the 3 games out, 4 games out. I always feel like that is such a hurdle for some teams. Like, you get close, but then you just can't quite make up that gap. The Braves have done it. So I think in the end, the Braves are going to hang on and win this division. And I had the Mets getting, at least I think I had did I have the Mets? I think I had the Mets getting a wild card. So I like the Braves for this division. That's just my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see. It's an exciting race. And I think it's going to be exciting all the way up until the end of the season. Let's talk about some Rookie of the Year candidates on the Atlanta Braves. Let's stick with the Atlanta Braves here. And, hey, you got Michael Harris or you got Spencer Strider. I feel like I had a similar hot take to this not too long ago, but let's revisit it here because since we last talked about this, Spencer Strider struck out 16 guys. Like, that was an amazing performance that he had. Now, the hot take is from one of our moderators, Nicholas. What is going on, my friend? Michael Harris wins Rookie of the Year over Strider. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this is really too much of a hot take because I think it's pretty fair, to think that Michael Harris can win it. So I'm not going to say it's really a slam dunk of a hot take, but you know what? I want to talk about it because these are 2 very, very good candidates for the Rookie of the Year in the American League, the National League. I think it comes down to what are they gonna do? I think usually the voters tend to lean more towards guys that play more games. We've seen many, many times, looking at like a pitcher winning an MVP award. Right? I know this is different. It's Rookie of the Year, but I think Michael Harris, the thing with him, the difference with Michael Harris when he came up is the Braves were struggling there for a little while. They were kind of just stagnant. They weren't really getting those engines going. And then you had Michael Harris II come up, and he just ignited this offense. Like, everything just started clicking when he came up. I mean, look at these numbers that he's putting up. He's hitting 307 with a 350 on base, a 533 slugging, 143 WRC plus. He's doing it on the bases, 16 stolen bases, a 4.7 defense, or sorry, 4.7 base running. He's playing great defense out there. I think he's doing it all, right? And I think that's the advantage that he has. Like, if he was just more of like, you know, he was coming in, he was hitting a lot of home runs, but the batting average was kind of low, I think Strider would have more of a chance at that point. But Michael Harris is just doing everything. He's hitting. He's giving you speed. He's playing great defense, right? He has that story where he really lit a spark in the Atlanta Braves. Now, Spencer Strider has also done that for the Braves, but I feel like the Braves pitching was in a bit of a better state when he came up, you know, and he started getting into, you know, starting more games. I think the offense was looking a little more worrisome at one point than the rotation. I mean, sure, the rotation had their issues, or the rotation had their issues, but, you know, and Strider definitely helped. But I feel like Harris, I'm not saying that Strider has not made an impact on this team. I just feel like it's so silly to even compare it. But I'm looking at it from a voter point of view. If I'm voting for one of these guys, I'm just thinking, my gut is telling me that the voters are going to look at Michael Harris and just say he's provided a little more to this team. Not saying Strider has not provided anything for this team. I'm just saying I think they're going to look at it as Michael Harris has been an all-around player, and he has just given you more, right? While Strider has given you a ton, I just think it's just because he's limited to the mound. While Harris is doing, you know, he's hitting, he's fielding, he's giving you speed. I think that's just the advantage. Again, I'm not trying to compare the two because Strider has been absolutely amazing. I mean, look at these numbers. His strikeout to walk ratio is just stupid. He is really good. I would gladly give this guy the ball in a playoff game. Absolutely, I would. His FIP is a 1.83. That's just dumb. I mean, he's got 13 and a half strikeouts per 9. That, you know, I will say this. The one thing Strider might have going for him here are the strikeouts. Usually don't see a rookie coming in and striking out this many guys. Now, if I were to pull up his page. So, let me just look at the standard numbers. He has how many Ks? He has 174 strikeouts over 114 innings. And we're not even at the end of the season. If he hits 200 strikeouts, I think that is really going to make some I mean, he will get 200 strikeouts, you know, bearing any health issues. But I think having that 200 number over the limited amount of innings that he's thrown, I think that is going to cause some voters to hesitate a little bit, because this guy is striking guys out at just a stupid pace. You know, he's not going to get the rookie record, but rookie strikeout record. Wrote the rookie record. So that was Doc Gooden. How many did he have? Was it 300? It was 276. So, yeah, he's definitely not going to get that. But how many innings did he throw that year? He's 19 years old too. My goodness. Let me go to Doc Gooden. Doc Gooden, Fangraphs. How many innings did he throw that year? Man, 218 innings. That's just dumb. But look at Strider, man. He's striking out more guys than Doc Gooden was at that point. And he had the record for strikeouts among rookies. So, I don't know. Strider's special, man. I just feel like the voters, they're going to lean a little bit more towards Michael Harris. So when it comes to the hot take, I agree with it. I think a lot of people are starting to hop on the Spencer Strider train. Now, it's September 7th. Let's take that into account. If Spencer Strider has a couple of banger starts where he strikes out like 15 guys, with like one hit allowed or something. Let's say he throws a no-hitter, right? Then that, I think, could propel him to the Rookie of the Year. If he does that, then I think it's going to be really close. So it's still early. It's definitely not a done race at this point for the Rookie of the Year. If Strider goes bananas in the last few starts here, I think he could win it. But right now, I will lean towards Michael Harris II when it comes to the Rookie of the Year. So, let's actually really quick. Let's focus on another pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. And while Spencer Strider has been rather good, Kyle Wright. This was a guy that was being talked about a lot in the beginning of the year. Tice Thompson, thank you so much for this. Kyle Wright has been the most underrated pitcher in baseball this year. Now, Kyle Wright, man, he was off to a very good start. So let's go pull up here the leaderboards. He is definitely one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. So Kyle Wright, as of right now, and when it comes to Fangraph WAR, Kyle Wright, where is he? Is he out of the top 30 now? Look at Max Fried. Can Max Fried please win the Cy Young in the National League? He's been great. I honestly think Max Fried has a chance. He's got a lower ERA than Rodon, but where Rodon is a little better are the strikeouts. So I think it's going to be pretty close with Rodon and Fried. I think Nola will get some votes. No, but I'm looking at how voters vote, and the ERA is higher. And he doesn't have as many strikeouts as Rodon. So he has more innings. I think in the end, we saw last year with Burns, when Corbin Burns, he had less innings, than the other candidates, but he still won it. I feel like Rodon is going to end up winning it, but Max Fried has a chance too. So if he just had a few more strikeouts, I think Fried would be the slam dunk pick. So let me go here. Kyle Wright, he's number 31. So I think Kyle Wright, he's been really good this year. Let me actually just break down his month-to-month performances. Now, that first month that he had, remember how good he was in that first month? Man, he was nuts, man. He had a 1.13 ERA. Then he started coming back down to earth a little bit over the next couple of months. But, wow, ever since the month of June, he was really good. I don't think you were hearing a lot of him. I think people were paying a little bit more attention, to Max Fried, obviously, to Spencer Strider. It's always fun to pay attention to a rookie that's just dominating. So I think Kyle Wright, I think he has been pretty underrated. He was talked about a lot in that first month, but then Max Fried and Strider really emerged in that rotation. You even had, Charlie Morton was making some good starts. I have not heard really a whole lot about Kyle Wright, and I think that's because he has been overshadowed a little bit, but he has been quietly. However, in his last start, he did get knocked around. A little bit. He went 4 innings, gave up 8 runs. That's a pretty bad performance, especially against the A's. So that was definitely an off night for Kyle Wright. But in the month of July and August, I do think he was very underrated. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. In the month of August, hitters were only hitting 220 against him. So a 2.53 ERA as well. And let me look at the FIPS. Look at the FIPS. The walks. Not the FIPS, the walks. He wasn't striking out a lot of guys, but he was really limiting those walks. However, with the FIPS, that was one thing that we should have been paying attention to a little bit. He had a 4.35 FIP in the month of July, and then it was a 3.93 in August. So those months that I think Kyle Wright in the end is more of like a 3 to a 3.5 ERA kind of a guy. Like, that's what I think he is. When you look at the FIPS, because those are more expected numbers. So I think Kyle Wright, he has been really good. I would agree. I do think he's been a bit underrated, just because I don't even want to say underrated. I think you could maybe even make an argument that he's more properly rated, right? You know, he's kind of, people, they see what he is. They think he's a good pitcher. But right now, just Fried and Strider have just been that much better. So I wouldn't say underrated, maybe a little bit, but I think he's more appropriately rated. And, you know, he's just been overshadowed a little bit. But no taking away from the season that he's been having. He's been really solid. So a lot of credit to the Braves' success goes to Kyle Wright. So let's talk about another pitcher. Right now, he is on an absolutely historic run, and that is Zac Gallen. From Living Death 94, what is going on? Zac Gallen will break the MLB record for consecutive scoreless innings, and in doing so, will land in the top 3 of the NL Cy Young. Oh my goodness, I love what Mr. Zac Gallen has been doing. You all know I really enjoy Zac Gallen. I have loved this guy for the last couple of years. I've been waiting for the Diamondbacks to just break out, and I've been saying, if you've been with me for the last couple of years, I've been saying Zac Gallen, this dude's an ace, and he finally is showing it. He is finally making my words look good, and this is just a ridiculous run that he is on. He hasn't given up a run here going all the way back until August 2nd. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, just start after start. So he had 7 here, so that's 21 and a third, and then 6 more, 27 and a third, and then he had 14 more scoreless innings, so that's 41 in a third innings pitched. Like, right now, I think Brandon Webb has the record for the Diamondbacks. Brandon Webb scoreless inning streak. I think he's at 42. So right now, Zac Gallen is 2 outs away from tying Brandon Webb. I think Zac Gallen is going to set that record for the Diamondbacks. Now, could he break the all-time record? Could he break the all-time record? So let me actually pull this up here. All-time record, MLB scoreless inning streak. So, number 1 is Oral Hershiser. Now, Oral Hershiser had 59 innings, right? So Zac Gallen right now, he's looking at around probably 3 more starts, right? So he has 41 and a third. So let's say he gets to just round that to 42. So he needs 17 more innings. So let's just say 3 starts. I will say this: if it will take him 3 more starts, I will say, let's say, I'm just saying if he does like 6-7 innings, right? So let's just say 3 starts. What would be really cool is the 3rd start would be against the Dodgers. So he just pitched against the Brewers, right? I think he just pitched against the Brewers. And then, so he just pitched on Sunday. Now, his next start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is coming against the Rockies. That's going to be tough. That is going to be tough because it's never an easy time in Coors Field. However, he has had a lot of success in Coors Field going back the last few years. This year, he's been really good there. He's had 2 starts, and he's given up 3 runs over those 2 starts. So, and he's had 13 innings total. So, very good numbers there. And just how good he's been, I mean, I'm just saying, with Gallen, I think it's always a question mark with Coors, right? Because you never know. You just leave one pitch hanging, and a ball goes into the seats. You know, especially with a guy like C.J. Cron there. You got Brendan Rodgers hitting well. You know, someone like a Ryan McMahon. You got Montero there, too, now. So, I don't think that's going to be easy, but I think he can maneuver his way through a scoreless outing. It's never going to be easy in Colorado, though. He has pitched well, though, so take that into account. His next start would come against the Padres. And the Padres, you know, you got some bats there now, especially with Juan Soto there. Josh Bell getting added at the deadline with him. So that lineup, it's never going to be easy. Let's say he somehow gets through the Padres, right? Well, you know what? Let me actually go look here. So let me actually take out the Rockies. Let me put San Diego, and let me put at Petco Park. So his numbers at Petco this year, he's had one start, and he's given up one run. So he's pitched well there this year. So let's say he gets through the Rockies. Let's say he gets through the Padres, right? That was on the road, right? Oh, no, that was that's at home. So actually, how has he done at home? Actually, he pitched one time against the Padres this year, and he was awful at home, right? 6 earned in his one start against the Padres at home. So, I don't know. It's weird. He pitched well at Petco, but then he didn't pitch well against them at Chase. So, but let's say he gets through them, right? So then his next start would be against the Dodgers on the road. And what a cool story that would be. Let's say he broke Oral Hershiser's record at Dodger Stadium. I think that would be really cool. What a great story that would be. That'd be quite fitting. So how has he been doing against the Dodgers? Let's put the Dodgers. Here we go. So this year, he's had one start against them. He had 2 hits, and he went 6 innings. So I'm just saying, but in his career at Dodger Stadium, he's been good. So I think he could do it. I think he could definitely do it. He's pitched well against the Dodgers in his career at Dodger Stadium. I think just getting through if he can just get through the Rockies and he can have a bounce back performance against the Padres at Chase Field, he can do it. Will he do it? I mean, I don't know. I'm going to probably say no. I hope I'm wrong because, man, I like Zac Gallen. I really hope I'm wrong. But we'll just have to wait and see at the end of the day. I'm going to say no. I feel like, I don't know, Coors Field is always a tricky one. And then, then you got these bats with the Padres. I just don't know. I'll say this. If he can get through the Rockies and the Padres, he'll do it. I think he'll do it because that is just a storybook, just perfect scenario right there to break the record at Dodger Stadium, to break Oral Hershiser's record at Dodger Stadium. Absolutely. That needs to happen. I hope that happens. I hope that happens. So here we go. Let's move on. Let's talk about another pitcher. Finally, I can talk about something good with my Red Sox. Brayan Bello. He has been very good lately. A very good start his last time out against the Minnesota Twinkies. But from Kai H, what is going on, my friend? Brayan Bello is going to be the Red Sox best pitcher moving forward. Chaim Bloom probably won't sign any top free agents. So just hope Bello is the ace. Now, I actually completely agree with this, like in every way, shape, and form. Definitely the second part. I definitely agree with that. Now, because that's just Chaim Bloom. Chaim Bloom is the guy. He is going to be, let's say Chaim Bloom, he's looking at Amazon, right? I don't know, whatever he's looking for. I don't know, he's looking for a chair. I don't know, something, whatever. He sees what do you call it? Amazon's top choice or whatever it is. And, it's always got tons of reviews and everything. Chaim Bloom, he's going to be like, nah, forget that chair. I'm going to keep scrolling down. I'm going to look for something cheaper. And he's going to research the crap out of it. And he's going to say, wow, this chair is made out of the same exact stuff. It's got the same exact type of materials. And it's cheaper. That's exactly what Chaim Bloom does. So I absolutely agree with that. I don't think he's going to go out there and get like a Carlos Rodon. I don't think he's going to go out there and get a top starting pitcher on the market. That's just not what he does. He did it with Trevor Story because it made sense, right? Because you still got these young guys down in the minor leagues that are a little far away. Xander Bogaerts, I think he will opt out of his contract. I I don't see why he wouldn't at this point. So Trevor Story, it made some sense, right? Especially because he agreed that he would play some second. So if Bogarts opts out, you can have Story move over to short. So that made sense. Now, yeah, sure, it obviously makes some sense too to go out and maybe get a starting pitcher. But Chaim Bloom, what he wants to do is he wants to try and have these guys step up from within, right? Chaim Bloom will do whatever it takes to get production in the cheapest way possible. Sure, he's going to have to spend some money, go get someone like a Trevor Story. But also with Trevor Story, his metrics really fit at Fenway Park. More of a pull guy, perfect with the monster, right? You got some ground ball pictures, perfect defense behind those pictures. So Trevor Story fit in a lot of ways. So let's just get that out. Let's just cover that right away. Now, with Brayan Bello, funny enough, when you look at Brayan Bello's numbers, among all starting pitchers this year with the Red Sox, he has the best FIP, a 2.97 FIP. So, as I've mentioned here a couple of times tonight, FIP is more of an expected number, right? So, I think Brayan Bello, man, he's going to be really good. Now, is he going to be the ace? Is he going to be the ace? I think he could. Absolutely, I think he could. Chris Sale at this point, I mean, who knows what you're going to be getting out of Chris Sale? I mean, the dude goes for a bike ride and he's basically, you don't even know if he's going to break his leg or not. So I think Nick Pivetta is not an ace to me. If Eovaldi comes back, I just don't see Eovaldi as the ace. I've never looked at him as an ace. Other people have. I just don't see it with him. To me, he's just not an ace. Like, he's a really good 2 or 3 in the rotation, but I've never looked at him as an ace. I think Bello has that potential. If you look here, his strikeouts are not great, and his walks are not great either, but he's starting to do a little better the more he gets used to the major league level. Jimmy Productions also, I do see your super chat. I will talk about that in just a second. But I think Brayan Bello could be the ace of this staff in the next couple of years. Could you go out there and get a Carlos Rodon? Sure. I mean, I just don't think Bloom will. It's not really his style. He's going to be looking for the bargain deals. This is why he went out there and he got, someone like a James Paxton. That's why he traded for someone like Nick Pivetta. He goes out and he goes and gets these guys. That's why he got someone like Josh Winkowski in that deal, in the Andrew Benintendi 3-way trade. That's why he got Connor Siebold in the Brandon Workman trade with the Phillies. He is getting guys that can contribute. Connor Siebold, not really so much. But Josh Winkowski, he did have a few good starts this year. He provided innings. And then he goes out and he goes and gets a Michael Wacha who's done well. He goes out and brings in Rich Hill. He's done well. That's what Bloom does when it comes to the pitching. So I don't think he is going to go out there and get a top-notch guy. But with Bello, he is really starting to show some promise. He was really good. Sorry, did I say the Twins earlier? I meant to say he was good against the Rangers. I am sorry. The Twins, not the Twins. He was really good against the Rangers. So in that last start, and that's a pretty good offense there with Texas. He got 6 innings and 5 Ks against them. He pitched against Minnesota. He was okay in that start. 4 innings, 3 earned. But if you go back to his first few starts, he was not looking very effective, which is expected. But then he's had some good starts after that. Milwaukee, Toronto, he was pretty good. His start against Texas, that was his best start. So to me, these are pretty normal numbers for a rookie, but I've seen really good pitchers get hit way harder than this. I think Bello, he's got that life on his fastball. He has a good slider. He has a good changeup. I think if he can get the walks down, I think if he can just improve his command, absolutely, I think he could be the ace of this staff. Next year, if you have a rotation of a Brayan Bello, a Chris Sale, a Nick Pivetta, I would not mind Michael Wacha coming back. I don't know if he can produce the same kind of results, but they have figured it out with him this year. Tanner Houck, what's going on with this guy, with his back? I don't know. I think the Red Sox rotation, James Paxton too, I think they do look pretty good, moving forward. I just think you need to, the thing with the Red Sox starting pitching this year, it hasn't been consistent. You've had guys getting hurt. You've had guys coming up and down from the minor leagues. There's just been not a lot of consistency with this rotation. Chris Sale, obviously, getting hurt. He came back for, what was it, one start. So I don't know. They just need consistency. I think Bello, if it's not next year, I think he could be that ace in 2024. I think Bello has himself a pretty good year next year because, you look here, the FIP really explains a lot, and he just has good stuff, right? Combine a good FIP with good stuff. I think that definitely shows that there's a lot of promise moving forward. So, I definitely think he could be the ace of this staff. And I also agree, I don't think the Red Sox are going to go out there and go spend big on a starting pitcher. So, that's just what I think. So, I agree with that hot take. Jimmy Productions, hot take. The Rays will win the American League. Ooh. The Rays they're interesting. They're very interesting. I picked them to go to the World Series last year. Actually, I think I picked them when the playoffs started. I picked them to win the World Series. I thought they finally had the recipe. They finally just, they got to the World Series a couple of years or the year prior. I just felt like they had it last year. Now, let me actually just go to the playoff odds on Fangraphs. So taking a look here, World Series chances. Let me actually just pull up the entire major leagues. They are giving the Rays a 3.5% chance. I don't think the Rays win it. Do they win the American League? Do they win I don't think they have I don't know. I don't trust them to win the entire thing. Now, for the American League, they have 4 other teams in front of them. The Astros are just so good. I just don't know if the Rays match up with the Astros in starting pitching. Offensively, the Rays have been pretty good lately. They can match up with these teams. I just feel like it comes down to the starting pitching. I know Drew Rasmussen has been good this year. I know Kluber's been pretty good lately. You got McClanahan as well. I just don't know if I trust that against, some of these starters with the Astros, like Verlander and Valdez, right? Even Urquidy's been pretty good lately. I don't know. The Blue Jays, I feel like the Blue Jays, the thing about the Blue Jays is you got 2 guys in Kevin Gausman and Alek Manoah, and then you got someone like a Ross Stripling there where, right, he's not like an amazing, bona fide ace, but he's someone that can come in and give you 5 innings, right? And then you got Jose Barrios, who could be a bit of like a wild card kind of a guy. The Blue Jays starting pitching, I think, is a little underrated when it comes to playoffs. Their bullpen has been really good lately. I just feel like the Rays, like these other teams, they just got a little bit more to them. The Rays have had a lot of injuries this year. I know Wander Franco is going to be back soon. And then, the Yankees have been struggling. But can they get this turned around by the playoffs? You still got plenty of time. The offense just needs to wake up. The Yankees have the starting pitching. I just feel like the Rays are good. I just feel like these other teams are better. I think the Rays can make it to the division round. I don't know if I don't know. Let's see right now. If we were doing playoff match. Michael Yanks, thank you for becoming a member for the 4th month. I appreciate that, my friend. If anyone is interested in memberships, definitely think about considering joining as a member. You get the second tier, you get access to a private Discord where you can talk baseball throughout the day. Or if you just want the lowest tier, you get your name highlighted in the chat. You get to use emojis, and you have a badge next to your name. So definitely consider becoming a member. And also, it just helps support the channel. So that is always appreciated. Here we go. Tampa right now, they would be going up against Cleveland. I would pick Tampa over Cleveland. I think Cleveland is interesting in a 3-game series. I would lean Tampa. But I would, that was actually that was a hot take that I considered doing tonight. Someone put a hot take. It was Cleveland gets to the championship game. And I think Cleveland, they got, you got some pitching there that maybe could carry you. I just don't know about that offense. They've just been slumping really bad lately. The thing about Cleveland is they have starting pitching and they have a bullpen. Now, Tampa, I would still give them the edge. So, let's say, Tampa, they're the 4 seed. So, they would go up against the number 1 seed. So, it would be Tampa and Houston. I mean, I'm going Tampa. I'm going Houston against Tampa in a 5-game set. I'm going Houston. I think Houston makes it back to the American League Championship Series. I just think they're that good. Now, let's say Seattle and Toronto. I think Toronto has a bit more starting pitching than the Mariners. I think their bullpen is clicking right now. I would go Toronto right now at this point in time. I like the Mariners with my heart, but my head says Blue Jays. I would go Blue Jays right now. Those two teams are very even, I think. I would lean a little more towards the Blue Jays, and you got the Blue Jays and the Yankees in the first round. I think you could easily see the Yankees get beat by the Blue Jays. I think they could. I think Toronto could take it to them in a 5-game set with Gausman, with Manoah, Stripling, and Barrios there too. I think Toronto absolutely. The Yankees' offense has been so bad lately. Toronto's offense is awake and healthy. I think Toronto could easily beat the Yankees in a 5-game series. Absolutely. So then let's say Tampa could get by Houston in a 5-game series. I don't know. Tampa, let's say you had Tampa and Toronto in the championship series, which I think would be fun. But I don't know. It's a part of me just, like, even with Toronto, I like their starting pitching a little bit more. I think the offense is just a little bit better, I don't know. That's just me. I just like other teams better than Tampa. I'm not taking anything away from Tampa. I just like other teams better than Tampa right now. If they get if they really start, if they start just chugging away here in the last few weeks, maybe my mind will change. So, we got a couple more super chats here. Jimmy Productions. Also, Robbie, how was Shake Shack? Oh, dude, I thought about that. I didn't go. I did not go. I need to go. I know I said I was going to, and I really screwed the pooch on that one. I need to get to Shake Shack, man. That is TBD at this point. I'm going to try and go this weekend. Because it's right. I have one right near me. It's right near Trader Joe's. It's just so good. I'm going to try and go this weekend just for you, I promise. Jimmy, thank you for the super chats. And Michael Yanks, my Padres take out the Dodgers in the division round. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Dodgers have just been... They've been so good, man. And they just have the Padres number. Now, I know regular season wins and losses don't really mean all that much when it comes to the playoffs, but the Dodgers have just been that good against the Padres. The one thing I will say, that I think that would go 5 games. I do. I really think that would go 5 games because I like the starting pitching on both sides. I know this might be maybe this is a bit of a hot take. I kind of like the Padres starting pitching on paper a little bit better than the Dodgers. That might be a hot take. I don't know. Maybe I might eat my words on that one. But I just at least I like the names, right? I like Musgrove. I like Darvish. I like Clevenger. Manaea is not really great lately. But, and I know you've got Gonsolin. I know you've got Anderson. I know you've got Urias. I know you just had Kershaw come back. I don't know why, just a part of me just likes the Padres starting pitching, like in a playoff series, a little bit more. At least I feel like they could match up right? Maybe not better, but I think they can go toe-to-toe with them. Offensively, I think the Padres definitely could match up. I'm just going to give the edge to the Dodgers. I don't know why, just my gut is telling me that. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Right now, I feel like I got to lean Dodgers in a 5-game series. I think it would be a lot closer than what people would think, though. I do. I think if you get Padres-Dodgers in the first round, I think it goes 5. I would go 5 games. I think the Padres, they'll find it in them to really make it a series. I do. I think that'd be really fun, man. I think that'd be really fun. Now, thank you for those super chats. Do really appreciate that. Let's get back to the hot takes here. We actually only have, I think, one more hot take. Is there only one more hot take? Hold on a second. Oh, no, I have 2 more hot takes. 2 more hot takes. Hold on one second. Let me just get this all right. 2 more hot takes. This is a fun one. Here we go here. All right, so earlier, we're talking a lot about these, younger pitchers. We were talking about Kyle Wright, Zac Gallen, Brayan Bello. Let's talk about a reliever. Here. We got Joan Duran. I think I'm saying that right. Is it Yoan or Joan? I think it's Yoan Duran. Yoan Duran will be a top 5 closer in the game next year. So, let me pull up the numbers here. Here we go. Yeah, it's. I think I'm saying it right. Yoan Duran. Here we go. Sharing the screen. Now, with Duran, this dude, he's been nasty. Let's pull up his numbers for the Twins. He's been a big part of that bullpen, man. This dude is throwing gas. He's averaging over 100 miles an hour. Dude has just got nasty stuff. Nasty splitter. Good curveball. Dude, he's just pumping gas. Look at these numbers. A 1.82 ERA. The FIP is a full run higher, so do take that into account. However, Duran, out of all the relievers in baseball this year, has the 8th best strikeout to walk ratio, right? This guy, look at Edwin Diaz with 17 strikeouts per 9. The dude and the trumpets, it's just working, man. But Duran, how old is he? He's 24 years old. He'll be 25 next year. He's been great. He's got barely a better strikeout to walk ratio than Liam Hendricks. So it's what I really like about him is he doesn't walk a lot of guys. Let's actually go to the walks per 9. Duran, right now, where is he at? He's 18th overall in walks per 9 this year. And but this is a guy who also just gets a ton of strikeouts. So that is one thing to consider. I really like him this year. I definitely think that could happen. Let me actually go back here. Okay, top 5 closer in the game. Okay. So I could see it in the American League. I would probably, at this point, just because, he's a little, but his stuff is so good, man. Let's actually go to this. You know what? The only reason a part of me is disagreeing a little bit is just because he's so young. But we've seen many young guys. His stuff is just so nasty. Can we just look at, let's look at a strikeout here. Here we go. This was this year. Dude, that is just nasty. Look at this. 100 miles an hour. My God. Can we get a splitter here? All right, here's from August 1st. Oh, that was that looked like a curveball. Let's get another one. Give me a splitter. Oh, dude, he's got such life on that fastball. It's just dumb. That looked like a slider. Apple TV. Okay, they're not showing me any splitters here. Can we get a splitter, please? Okay, that is nasty. Dude's got gas. The good kind. I just want a splitter. Why aren't they showing me this? There it is. Finally. Look at this splitter. Ooh. That's just stupid, man. just making him look silly, man. Like that is nasty. You know what? I'm gonna go fun with it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I think I'm gonna do it. Top 5 guy in relievers next year. Absolutely, I'm gonna do it. His stuff is so good. He's just pounding the strike zone. He's not walking guys, and he's pounding the strike zone with 100 miles an hour. And then he comes at you with like this curveball slider, and then just a stupid splitter. I mean, come on, it's just dumb. I'll go for it. Top 5, absolutely. Gets a year under his belt, another year of experience. Why not? Why not? Especially when you got like these names here. Like these are good names. You know, like I think Diaz, Clase, or Clase. Sorry, I always forget how to pronounce it. But I think these guys will be up there. I think Devin Williams is a guy. Now, you know, it's funny because you're looking at some of these names here. Like Michael King is number 7. Minter, he's a setup guy. You know, it's funny when let's look at the overall saves leaders. Top 5, you got Jansen, Clase, Romano, Hangshire. I definitely think he could be a top 5. Absolutely. I don't see why not. I love it. That dude is nasty. Now, let's go to our last hot take of the night. Last hot take of the night. We've talked a little bit about awards here. We talked about the National League Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be honest with you. This has actually been a hot take before, but it's been a while since we've talked about it. And it's looking like Julio Rodriguez probably going to get that award in the American League. Don't forget about Jeremy Pena, though. Thorpo Thompson, what is going on, my friend? He's saying here, Jeremy Pena wins the Rookie of the Year over Julio Rodriguez. Now, let's go take a look here. Here we go. So, remember, Jeremy Pena at one point was looking like the guy. Whoops, I just messed up. Here we go, sharing the screen. So now in the American League, I mean, honestly, at this point, I would probably I think Adley Rutschman is probably more of a candidate than Jeremy Pena. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I think Adley Rutschman I think he's actually going to get quite a few votes. I don't think Pena is really even in contention anymore. He was at one point. His defense has been phenomenal. I mean, if you look among all rookies, Pena's defense is the best. But when you combine the voters, they love defense, sure, but they liked offense like a million times more. I honestly think this is going to come down to Rutschman and Julio Rodriguez. Rutschman has been really good. I think this is going to be Julio Rodriguez's award, though, just because of what he's been doing. His name is out there. He got the big contract, but his numbers are just really good. He's hitting for average. He's got home runs. He's got stolen bases. You know, I think Adley Rutschman will get votes. I do. I really think this is not going to be like a clean sweep. Rutschman has really made an impact for the Orioles this year. To be honest, I think Rutschman, is the highest impact player for the Orioles this year out of anyone on that team. You know, you've got Jorge Mateo there. You got Cedric Mullins as well. You got Santander hitting for power. But I think Rutschman is the biggest key for the Orioles this year because he has come in and just provided stability, especially at a position where they haven't really had a lot of stability there. This guy has come in, played great defense there. He's handled a pitching staff extremely well, but he's also hitting. He's getting on base. He's got a 365 on base. He's not really hitting for like over a full season. He's on pace for around 17, 20 home runs, you know? So his WRC plus is actually better than Julio Rodriguez. So just keep that in mind. I think Julio Rodriguez is going to win this award. But as for the hot take, I don't think Jeremy Pena is even in the running at this point. Honestly, I would maybe even give Steven Kwan a vote over Pena because Kwan has just been that impactful for the Guardians this year. at the top of the order, getting on base, hitting for average, making a couple highlight reel plays out there. Jeremy Pena, he's been great defensively, but, he's been fine offensively. So I think J-Rod is going to win this thing. I think Rushman will get some votes. Maybe Kwan gets a vote, possibly. But I think this is going to be J-Rod's award at the end of the day. Everyone, that is it for Hot Takes tonight. I want to thank you for joining me. Finally, we got Hot Takes back. Everyone, really, I'm going to challenge all of you right now. Start thinking of some hot takes for next week. I want to do these every Wednesday. I'm going to challenge you. Try not to give me a hot take that's not like a World Series prediction or like a playoff prediction. Try not to give me a hot take about something in the offseason. Like this player is going to sign with this team. I don't really want that right now. I don't want any offseason kind of stuff. I want juicy hot takes for what's going on in the playoff race right now. Sure, maybe I don't mind some playoff stuff, but right now I want to focus on stuff that's going on right now. Really try to start thinking of some hot takes over the next week. I'm going to challenge all of you to really bring it for next week. So at this point, I always like to have anywhere from like 5 to 10 good hot takes for a full show. So really start putting your mind on it. Really start focusing on some, try to think out of the box. Try and give me something, that you don't hear of very much. Try to not think of one that has to do with like awards or playoff predictions or World Series predictions or off-season predictions. Try and think like, I don't know, just think about it. Just think about it. That's my challenge for all of you. Everyone, I'm going to get out of here. Go have yourself a good rest of the week. I might be live tomorrow night for the Believe in Red Sox podcast. I really do want to start doing that a couple of times a week. And don't forget, everyone, we have our sponsors for the show tonight. We have SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE, $20 off. If you're looking to go to a game over the last month, definitely take advantage of this. And don't forget about Prize Picks. If you're looking to drop in a bet, try and win yourself some cash, use my 100% deposit match code, GINGER. Everyone, have yourself a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.